Good afternoon, or good evening, good morning to everyone who's looking and listening right now. This is Edifying Moments, Season 1, Episode 2. My name is Carmen Garner, and we're going to talk about John 5. John 5 talks about a man who was sitting outside of the healing pool, the Bethesda, and this man's been sitting out there for 38 years because this is where the blind people, the limp people, the people who are paralyzed, the people who have illnesses, the people who have different diseases, they wait outside this pool. And what happens is the angel comes down and he disturbs the pool, and whoever is the first person to get to the pool, in the pool, during the season of the angel touching the pool, will be healed of whatever disease or illness they have. And one day Jesus was walking through and he saw that there was a man who had been sitting there for 38 years. And he asked him, "Don't you want to be healed?" And the man said, "I don't have a man to pick me up and to put me into the pool. And every time I try to get to the pool, someone gets there before me." And so Jesus looks at him and says, "Do you want to be healed?" And the man says, "Yes." So Jesus told him to get up, take up thy mat, and walk to the pool. And that's what the man did. And at that moment, he was healed by Jesus. So people asked him, who healed you? But he didn't know who the man was, because Jesus had snuck away off into the distance. A little later on, the man found out it was Jesus, because Jesus walked up to him and said, "Yeah, you're healed," And so the man went back to the leaders of that time and told them that Jesus healed him. And so what I want to do to edify is to let you know that when I was 15 years old, I had broken my leg. And I had to walk from Cambridge Street in Springfield to Van Sickle, and I couldn't get a ride, and I was so angry and so upset. And my cousin told me, he said, "Don't depend on anyone don't depend on anybody for anything. If you want something, you have to go get it yourself." And from that point on, I started looking at things differently. And I want to compare myself to the man that sat there for 38 years. Even though I was 15, I wanted to compare myself to him, because had my cousin not said what he said, I would have been in a mindset that, hey, I need these people or that person to do the things for me. I wasn't a man on my own at that time. At that time, I was just a boy in a young man's body. But once he gave me that advice, just like the man, he didn't know at first who gave him the message to get up. At first, he didn't know that until Jesus came back. So later on in my life, I discovered that had to be Jesus talking to my cousin to talk to me. Like, hey, you know what? Get up and do what you have to do, and don't worry about anybody else helping you. So after that, I graduated from high school, and I was the first person in my family to graduate from college. I was the first person in my family to write a book and other successes. So if my cousin had not told me, hey, get up and walk and don't depend on anybody, I don't know where my mindset would be today. Just like Jesus changed the trajectory of that man's life, of making him healed, so did my cousin. My cousin changed the trajectory of my life, where I'm not depending on people to put me in the pool. If I want to get in the pool, I got to get up and go get in that pool. So that was a valuable lesson when I was 16. So the young man that got into the water was like myself. Everybody goes through a point in time where they either get a direct message from Jesus or God, or they get an indirect. It could be your pastor talking to you. It could be your cousin. It could be your friend. It could be someone that is important or not too much important in your life, but they give you the message that you have to receive. And I think if I didn't receive that message, I wouldn't be here today. Given the season 2 of Edifying Moments. Well, not season 2, episode 2. You know, not only did I do well on the first one, but Pastor asked me to come back and do another one because it's important. It's important to me that I can continue to edify people. I think that that's part of my my purpose. And had I not gotten the information of get up and walk to school, get up and don't depend on people to do the things that I can do myself, then that trajectory in my life would have went a whole different way. And so I just wanted to say, you know, sometimes the messages don't come directly from Jesus, like the man at the pool. It could come indirectly. Maybe it's the pastor giving a message. Maybe it's the deacon giving a message. Maybe it's your mother. Maybe it's your aunt. Maybe it's a homeless person on the street. You can get God's message from anywhere. And I just wanted to let you know that the message that I received helped me change the trajectory of my life. And that is just as important as speaking to Jesus face to face, like the man at the Bethesda. So today's edifying moment is, you know, open your ears, listen to Jesus, and take the advice that he gives you, whether if it's walking to the school or helping someone out, or maybe doubling up on your tithes or your offering, or helping out a person, or using the 7 spirits, where you talking about kindness, love, togetherness, and so on. But the part that is important in life is that when Jesus talks to you, whether it's straight face to face or it's from another person, listen to it and act on it, because believing in Jesus and believing in God is not a feeling, it's more of an action. So if he asks you to do something, you have to do it. And because you don't know who you're helping, maybe the message for today is helping somebody. Just like my cousin, when he told me, hey, don't depend on anybody for anything. Do it yourself. And if you can't do it, then you don't need it. Okay? So this is season 1, episode 2, Edifying Moments. This is with Carmen Garner. Thank you so much.